All right. So, guys, welcome to another stream. I'm Frank, your virtual general aviation aviator. Now, bear with me because I don't normally do live streams, and I am still learning and still getting set up for live streaming. But I thought maybe I'd do a few more of them than I have been doing. All right, so I'm in the Cessna Citation X, and I had started a flight from Oxnard to Mojave in the Diamond DA42 by Airbus, and I got to playing around with some settings, and lo and behold, crashed the X-plane sim to the desktop, not the aircraft, but the sim. And rather than starting from scratch, I decided that I would end that stream and recreate it flying the Citation X. So here I am. All right. So yeah. Um, so let's get in the cockpit and get started here. I do use a checklist to fly this. So let me pull up the checklist and I'll pull it up in the Avid tab. Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, let's get started here. Okay. Documents are on board. Takeoff briefing has been completed. Gear lever is down. Circuit breakers are all in, and fuel. Let's see. Fuel boost switches. Let's get rid of this guy so we can see. Fuel boost switches are off. Okay, they're in the middle position. That's off. Ignition switches are off. Batteries one and two can come on. All right. Avionics ICAS can come on. So can the aux pump, and go ahead and start the standby instruments up, and I actually hear them starting up. All right. And I already did hydraulic pumps. Ground recognition lights can come on. And and let's see, ground and an APU generator master can come on. Can go ahead and start it up. And I want 100% on that before I turn my bleed arrow on. I can go ahead and turn the generator button on. And while I'm waiting, I can go ahead and turn the interior master to normal from off, and that's closed and guarded. Okay, so I got 100%, so I can turn my bleeds on, and now I can turn my heaters on. Let's see what's the temperature outside. I actually can't see it at the moment, but yeah. So let's go ahead and turn those on anyway. They actually do draw power from the APU. All right, and avionics power can come on. Good deal. And radios can get tuned. All right, so I am at Oxnard. So Oxnard ATIS is 11805. and ground is 0.9, and tower is 134.95. All right, so let's make sure those are all in, and they are. Let's see, I'm on ground, and this is, yeah, so that was saved over from the last flight, so that is a good thing. All right, so radios are tuned, and it's not probably a bad time to go ahead and listen to the ADAS at least once at this point. So let's turn on, let's monitor.
Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky clear. Temperature 16. Dew point 3. Altimeter 29090. Arriving runway 25. Departing runway 25. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Mike.
Mike. All right.
Oxnard information, Mike. 2300 Zulu. Special wind 1910 degrees at 7 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky clear. Temperature 16. Dew point 3. Altimeter 29090. Arriving runway 2.
I missed the winds, so I gotta listen again just to get the winds. And let's listen in.
Oxnard information, Mike. 2300 Zulu. Special wind 1910 degrees at 7 knots. Visibility more than.
All right, 190 at 7.
Temperature 16. Dew point 3.
Okay, let's see. I can turn the monitor off. And yeah, so here we go, here we go, here we go. All right, so my bat lights look like they can stand to be turned up a little bit. Let's see. And that's as high as I can turn them, but still look a little dark in here. Unfortunately, I don't have any control over that. All right, and I think I am flying in real time. Go ahead and turn these on to this guy here. All right, let's see. Where were we? We were at radio autopilot is disengaged. Oxygen is not going to be a factor. I'm flying at 15,000. 15.5. This is a VFR flight that I'm going to make. So let's set our oxygen. Let's see. Let's bring that down to. We'll bring it down here to about 18. All right. And cabin altitude. And yeah, so that looks good. And let's get rid of this guy. Didn't mean for that to pop in now. All right. And flight plan is going to be really simple. We're going to fly VFR. Well, first, let's just stick with our checklist before we get distracted here. All right. Flight, let's see, oxygen, got that set. Fuel, let's check out fuel. And we got 49,000 pounds, 4,900 pounds. That should be enough to get us there. And warning tests, so we'll run through those. And smoke detect, I like to name them out loud. Landing gear, fire warning, thrust reverse is illuminated, flaps, overspeed, AOA, and I don't have a shaker. And I should be able to hear some English. Okay, so everything is working. All right, so the warning test checked out, V speeds. So yeah, that's gonna be an issue here because we're not really gonna do a flight plan. So let's load where we are, and we're Oxnard. Our destination is Kilo Mike Hotel Victor Mojave. All right, and we're flying via the Fillmore VOR. So Fillmore, and that's Victor India Mike, and pop that here. And that's our entire flight plan. So yeah, okay. And let's go to the next page. And let's go to the performance initiation. And we got 5 pages there. That looks okay. Looks okay. Initial cruise altitude is going to be 15500. All right. And let's see. So that's that. Next, fuel. We'll sense the fuel on board. Come on. Clear. So let's try this again. 155. Let's get rid of this guy. All right. 15500. And let's try one flight level 155. So it just won't take that, will it? Let's try 150. Okay, so yeah, just don't want to take it flight level 155. And we'll leave it there and try that next page again, sense the fuel. And so this happens sometimes. Let's try 25. Let's get rid of this. 2500. 25. Let's put it there. And it really didn't take that. It's not, still not taking our flight levels because it would actually populate in here if it was. Next page. Maybe we'll circle back to this. We'll see. Cargo is 672 pounds and 8 passengers. Okay. And performance. So let's go to perf data. No closed flight plan. All right. Take off. 4 pages of that. And okay. Climb. 1 page of that. Cruise. So yeah, it's not take. All right. Let's try putting in a departure. Now we're going to use 2. All right. 25. Okay. So activate that. Now let's see if that helped with being able to update this information. Nope. Still no go. All right. And all right, so let's let's go back here to the departure, and so we got a runway. Let's select a departure, CMA, Fillmore. Let's try this, activate it, and now let's try to initialize this guy, flight level 1550. Yeah, still can't see that it took it. And when this thing does that, I don't know why it does it or how to fix it. Okay, so and I am going to try to fly without filling in this stuff. I don't know if that's going to work out for me, but we will see. Okay. The, the thing that we really want to do is just get to feel more, and if we can get that, then we'll do a direct to Mojave. So that's the plan. All right. All right. So we'll take it. And let me zoom out and zoom out a little bit more. Okay, so this does go to Fillmore. So yeah, so let's see, let's get rid of the VOR. Well, let's keep the VORs, get rid of the airports. But anyway, yeah, it does go to VOR. All right. And we'll go ahead and put our terrain in because we are flying relatively low. And yeah. Okay. So what's next? Flight plan, warn and test V speeds. What did we get on our V speeds? We wasn't able to populate our V speeds, so we'll use the V speeds from the checklist, which are at the bottom of this checklist, page 1 of 4. So yeah, we get there. All right, altimeter. The altimeter was 2990. So let's dial that in. 2990 and 2990. Let's see. Where are you? 2990. Perfect. All right. And what's next? Okay, so yeah. Hydraulics, check that. Make sure we got some brake pressure. And we got 3,000 psi. Perfect. All right. All right. Time to get this guy started up. Doors and windows are closed. Seatbelt signs can come on. And I do have 4 passengers. 3 passengers actually. Actually 4. Anti-ice as required. It's not bad out there. Okay. Brakes can go to make sure that they are set. They are. Charts are removed and throttles left and right should be in the cut-off position. And And this one does have a speed brake. Okay. All right. Perfect. And let's see, fuel boost switches can come on. Environmental packs can go off. And next page. All right. Right, right engine light is extinguished and ignition can be set to norm. Let's check, make sure nobody's out there. And we are at FBO, so Marshall has given us permission to start number 2. Okay. So ignition can go to norm, which it is, and engage right engine. She's coming up. We want 20 on the N2. We got our 20, and let's go ahead and bring it up. Oh, shoot, didn't mean for N1 to come up. All right. And she is coming alive. We want roughly 256 on the 246. Between, we want 24, 256. Yep. So that's what I got. I'm good to go. Just pop this out here. All right. You know what? That might be why I wasn't able to get the flight plan to cooperate. I'm gonna circle back to that in just a second. Let's see. Now, what's next? Verified ignition can come off. Environmental packs. Well, actually, I skipped down to the left engine. Ignition is off. Okay. And then left engine, Marshall has given us permission to start. So ignition go to normal. Engine start, engage. All right, waiting for 20%. Turbos are up, fans are running. All right. And we got light off. ITT is coming up. Shot such a great plane. Too bad it's not single pilot. Yep, it is a great plane. Actually, as I said in the description, it's my second favorite business jet. My favorite business jet is actually the the Challenger 650. And welcome to the stream. I appreciate you stopping by and speaking. All right. So we got this guy started up, and what's next? Okay. So ignition can go off, and environmental packs can come on. All right, after start. Check our engine gauges. They look fine. Don't see anything that look too crazy. Oil pressure's in the green. And generators can come on. Hydraulic pump can go off. Hydraulics are still holding at 3,000 psi. Never been anywhere near a Challenger. Yeah, I see you on sometimes. I'm out of RTTA. Well, thanks for stopping by. And yeah, I I generally do recordings, so streaming is it isn't quite new, but it's something that I don't tend to do that often. I don't know why. Well, for one thing, when I screw up in a recording, I can edit it out. When I'm streaming, you get exactly what you get. so, so yeah. Um, but the good thing about streaming is after it's said and done, I don't have to go back and do any editing. So, six one way, half a dozen the other. All right. And RTTA, what country is that? KTTA would be in actually, I think it's actually Raleigh Executive, which is next to where I live. It's in driving distance, but RTTA I'm not familiar with. The aura. All right, so let's keep going here. After start hydraulics. Let's see, we are at APU bleeds can go off because we've got the generator started. So we relegate the bleeds to the generator. I mean the air conditioner packs to the aircraft generators, and we can stop the APU, and I can turn the passenger oxygen to auto. All right, even though I won't need it in this flight, I don't think. Well, we're going up to 15.5, so we might. And center wing transfer tanks can go to normal. Cabin pressure, we set that earlier, but it's worth checking for a second time. And that's about 18,000. All right. And taxi instructions. We know that we are going to taxi the Alpha to 25. All right, pre-takeoff. All right, so let's get ready to do our pre-takeoff. Pitot heat left and right can come on. And windshield heat can come on. Now, if the weather was bad enough, then I would have turned that on. If it was really bad weather, then as soon as I got my engine started. But anyway, flaps as required. Gonna do a flaps 15. Takeoff, and taxi lights can come on. All right. Nav lights can come on, and we don't really need them, so I'm going to skip that. Speed brake is full forward, and trim needs to get set where we got trim at 6.3 and we'll set it to 5.4. All right. And left engine bleed air can go to high pressure, low pressure, and right engine bleed air can go to high pressure, low pressure. Yeah. And we're ready to go to takeoff. Ready for takeoff, right? Okay. So there's 2.5. There's our jet. Beautiful. Beautiful bird. A squirt of power there to get moving. And don't really have to follow the yellow brick road. Well, we'll pick up the yellow brick road anyway. Clear left, clear right. Squirt of power. All right. De-icing as required. And change to tower frequency. Oxnard Tower Citation 750 Sierra Whiskey is at runway 25, ready to depart. VFR to the east. Clear for takeoff, runway 25, Citation 750 Sierra Whiskey. All right, so they've cleared me for takeoff. And landing and taxi lights can come on. Actually, they don't work on the Bravo. I have to flip them on manually down here on the honeycomb Bravo. So I've got the runway. And so let's just kill that for right now. All right. And takeoff power set. Flaps 15 degrees set. Landing lights, strobe lights on set. And we'll rotate at 140. I think it was 145. Since we don't have V-speed set. I was at 125. We do 125. Rotate. Positive rate. Tap the brake. Gear up. This aircraft, the gear would automatically apply the brakes, so I don't really have to tap them. All right. So we want to right downwind, and we want to hold our speed under 250 knots. So making that turn. And zoom. All right. Making that turn. Bring those flaps, notch your flaps out. So we're at flaps 5 now. Gotta love it. All right, so let's go ahead and turn our flight director on. And we're going straight up to our to the altitude that we want, which is 15.5. We are VFR, so we got to dodge clouds. And I am going to engage the autopilot. And set the flight director to 238 knots. Now, why am I descending like a bat? Okay, get these flaps out. Overspeeding for those flaps. And that descent wasn't cool, but so we'll do 250. Let's go on up to 270. Why not? We're not in aerospace. Well, you know what? We need to stay at 250 under 10,000. All right, we're turning on course. All right, final notch of flaps out. Yep, flap 0. Okay. All right, let's look at our checklist. Do I have to take off checklists? Confirm that we've done everything that we need to do. Okay, gear is up. Autopilot is engaged. Flight director is on. Landing and taxi lights can go off. And flaps are retracted. Climb power is set. And fuel boost switches can go to norm. All right. And next page. Next checklist is climb. All right. So climb checklist. Seatbelt signs off above 10,000 feet. Strobes can go off above 10,000. We'll leave them on. And cabin pressure is set, and the ice as required. Pitot heat is on, and we won't reach 18,000. So yeah, looking good there. All right, so it's pretty smooth. So we'll go ahead and turn our seatbelt signs off. And I don't recall turning on my strobes when I turn my landing lights on. So we did fix that. All right. Now I flew this same route in the DA42, and lo and behold, this is a lot faster. All right. So we're over 10,000, climbing at 3,000 feet a minute, holding at 250 knots, and we're on our flight plan. TCAS is off, and let's see, not sure how to turn this guy to a different state, but I can hit this and turn TCAS on. Okay, got traffic off my right wing. Let's turn on our label so we can see the traffic. There it is. But that wasn't the traffic that was off the wing, because that was about 32 nautical miles out. All right, 1,000 to go to 15.5. What that means is I got to be ready to pull back on the power. And so I want to cruise at about 280 knots. So I should pick up speed automatically as the nose come down without having to make any adjustments on the power. All right. And when I get to about 275, I'll start pulling back. There's 275. Come back. And about 60%, I think, is probably where we want to be. Nope. Let's add a little. Now, unless you fly this aircraft every day, all the time, then it's hard to know exactly where you want the power setting at, and where you want the power setting at can change depending on the environment. And so it does not have auto throttle. So I'm looking for a cruising speed roughly about 280. No cache messages, no traffic to be concerned about. I'm at 270. I want 280. So I'm looking for that magic sweet spot that's going to give me 280. Okay, now once I get to feel more, then either I'm going to have to plot directly to Mojave. So let's see if there's a VOR over Mojave. So there is a VOR over the desert, but it's to the east of Mojave. Let me bring it up on the sky vector chart for you guys. We'll pull it back on that power a little bit. And grab sky vector. So let's get rid of this airport diagram. Don't need it. All right, so This is the Fillmore VOR here. This is where we're headed, and this is Mojave right here. All right, this is where the VOR is at. So if my plan is to go direct from Fillmore to Mojave, um, if I was flying VORs, airways, then I would probably fly to Palmdale and then direct to Mojave. I even follow this highway. This highway here. Anyway, you get the idea. But I'm going direct. That's the plan. So we are 26 nautical miles past Fillmore. Looks like. So let's go to our flight plan. Let's see, we want to go here. Actually, flight plan, and then put that in our scratch pad and direct to Mojave. And direct clear. Let's see, clear. And KMHV Mojave. All right, direct. Okay, now we should be direct to Mojave, right? Yep. And let's turn now back on to make that turn. And we'll track that magenta line. And we're 22 nautical miles out. 260 knots on the on the on the tape. So what I want to do is go ahead and start getting down. Okay. So Mojave has a pretty high elevation. So we'll come down to 95 and do a vertical speed drop of 1,000 feet a minute. See, VS and 1,000. All right. Put our seatbelt sign on and pull up our descent checklist. Landing brief, seatbelt sign, and strobes all on. All right. This descending checklist is complete. All right, so cruising in. Now we are way too high, so either we're going to have to do a 360 because we're only 10 miles basically from Mojave. So yeah, let's do a 360. So we're going to go heading mode and turn to the left. And our airport elevation is at 2800, so 3800 is the pattern. For turbo, we could add 500 to get 4300 for the pattern. So let's bring this guy down to 45 with 5500 east side. And let's increase our vertical descent to 1500. And bring that head and bug on around to continue that 360. So I'm doing the 360 over terrain. I am up. So let me check my terrain, make sure that I'm outside of terrain. I do have the terrain indicator on. And picking that magenta line back up, still at 11. So what I'm gonna do is, I think I'm gonna fly over the airport and come back in on the other side. All right. So go back to nav. And let's look for our airport. We got to remember we are a VFR, so we want to avoid clouds, and they seem to be popping up. There seem to be a lot of them out here. It's pretty clear back this way towards, looks like that's towards Edwards, but that's restricted airspace. So we want to avoid that airspace. And all right, let's see if we can look out over and see if we see the airport down yonder. And there it is. Now I could, if I wanted to, make a kamikaze dive for it, but I don't want to do that. All right, so we'll just fly over this cloud here and fly to the other side of it. Still descending at 1,500 feet. All right. All right, so let's make sure that our cabin pressure can come down. Let's see, we are at 8,500, so we can dump the cabin pressure. And let's avoid this cloud. All right. So pre-landing checklist, fuel, 3,680 pounds, looking good. And cabin pressure has been dumped. Landing lights can come on. Flaps as required. All right, so we should slow down. Right now we're at 226. All right, avoid this cloud here. $1,000 to go before we get to 55. That was that beep. See if we see the airport down there. There it is. And come on, let's bring the altitude on down to 42. Now 100 feet per minute descent. And let's swing back around towards the airport. Let's get a let's play a ATIS to figure out what runways are in use. AWAS is what this one is, and it's 132.22 is the frequency. So 132.22. Pop that in. Monitor. All right. So we want to see if we can't avoid this airport space. I think it's a little bit late for that. So want to swing this heading. Let's see. Back. Well, we'll fly over the center of this airport here. And then head on back to Mojave. All right. And we're down the pattern for Mojave. Right now we're flying with our heading bug. Getting a little slow here. And let's monitor.
Advise on initial contact.
Whoops.
Oxnard.
Stick shaker. Getting a little slow.
Mojave information call. 0000 Zulu. Wind 220 degrees at 10 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky conditions. View at indefinite. Temperature 7. Dew point minus 5. Altimeter 29991. Arriving runway 22. Departing runway 22.
All right. Runways 22. Altimeter is 29901. So altimeter is pretty much set. Back up. and avoiding the clouds. And 2-2 is what we want. All right, so we're at pattern and get our autopilot back on and see if we can't get our eyeballs on the airport. Boy, this thing will pick up speed like a jet. All right, so let's go ahead and turn our APU on. Let's go ahead and get that started up now. And all right, so we want 2-2, which is this runway right where are you 2-2? That's 2-2 right here. All right, so let's turn base. It's my aircraft. And now I know that I am too close to this aircraft to salvage landing on 2-2 from here. So I think I am gonna go out and come back in, look for traffic. Those labels, ooh, those labels really help with looking for traffic. All right. And I have to keep my view about right there so I can see where I'm going, what my speed is. All right. Throw in some flaps. Okay, so I just got slats in. Throw in a notch of flaps and turn back towards the runway. Make a hard turn here. Checking for traffic, and this is kind of annoying, so let's get rid of it. All right, that pattern. And looks like our airport may be getting kind of fogged in a little bit. There's our runway. All right, flaps, gear. Now, all right, so lining up for 2-2, clear the land, runway 2-2. Citation so fly the plane first. Flaps 4. Haven't had to use any brakes, just reverse. Reverses are off. And okay, so we have to go up to Foxtrot. Well, let's see, where the heck are we? Approaching, so we landed on 2-2. Okay, so I see where we are. Right here at Charlie. So we're across runway 2608. All right, let's do a quick look. Make sure ain't nothing coming. And go ahead and cross. And get down here and clean the airplane up. All right. And we are clear of the runway. All right, let's clean up. Lights. And flaps. Trim. And welcome to Mojave, guys. So yeah, that's that was kind of Harlan. You know, we did a VFR flight and we were way too high on our arrival. So we had to do a lot of work to get down to land this guy. And we flew the whole route VFR. So we didn't fly a procedure in. We did a VFR landing. And we made it in. All right. So after landing checklist, right? Let's see. Habitat. All right. So taxi lights and turn our strobes off. I don't think we did that. All right. Spoilers are retracted. Flaps are off. APU master is on, started, and generators can come on. Bleeds can come on. And check fuel. Fuel looks fine. 3,200 gallons. 3,280 pounds. And we'll stop here right at the museum. In real life, I don't know where the museum is at, but that's okay. We'll call it here. All right. And next checklist is going to be page 4, page 3. All right. Descending, pre-landing, after landing, and shutdown. All right. So we'll go ahead and do our shutdown checklist. All right. This is where we're parking. Marshall will stop us right here. Okay, good deal. All right. So parking brake set. Left engine and right engine bleed air can go off. Center wing transfer tank can go off. And let's go ahead and release these passengers from the seatbelt. All right. And let's see, throttles can go off. That should stop our engines. They are winding down. And avionics can go off. Generators left and right can go off. We are on the APU. Okay. All right, got those. Pitot heat can go off. And along with the window heat. Doesn't seem to be on. Oh, there we go. All right. And APU bleeds can go off. And turn the those packs off, and let's see. And we can shut out our APU down. First, we tell it to stop and let it wind down. She's winding down and get in the 20s. Okay, we can turn it off now. ECAS can go off. APU master, it's already off. And then standby switches can go off. Batteries 1 and 2 can go off. And that does it, guys, for this flight in the Cessna Citation 10. Love this aircraft, right? Okay, so until next time, y'all come back now. You hear?